Okay, so welcome to the channel. Today we have kind of a little bit of a different episode to normal. We're joined by Hiroka and Ayana from Nadeshiko Global School. So Nadeshiko Global School is a company which basically empowers Japanese women, I think both professionally and personally, to kind of advance their career both in Japan and overseas using English. So did I get that right, ladies? Is that good?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good start. So we've just started to collaborate with Nadeshiko, and I think it's the start of hopefully a really good partnership. So we wanted to introduce you in this video. So I guess just to start with, for our viewers, could you both kind of briefly introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about Nadeshiko and why you decided to start this?
Hi, my name is Ayana. I am founder of Nadeshiko, and I have been living in Switzerland 3 years now. And I do marketing mainly for Japanese company.
And my name is Hiroka. I'm a global Nadeshiko Global School co-founder, and I've been living here in New York City for 9 years right now, and I'm a graphic designer.
So how did you guys, start this company? How did it begin?
So we wanted to, first of all, we both wanted to empower Japanese women who give up their dreams because of their age or circumstance. And then we've been in countries, by doing this Nadeshiko account. So actually, she's the one who started.
Okay.
And then she's been receiving so many voices from, Japanese women who lives in Japan or overseas, that they have they have some struggle because of their mindset is completely still Japanese. I don't know if that makes sense for you.
Oh, yeah, it does.
They do think too much. Oh, this is too late. I think the main most problem is they gave up because of their age. They think after 25 is the end of the world.
Funny.
Especially women.
Yeah.
And then I remember I didn't really think about it when I was in Japan because I was middle of 20, but I realized that in Japanese company they still limit the age of application. For example, you have to be under 35.
Yeah.
Regardless of your experience or your skill. Yeah, that's our why, and we could use our experience and struggle to empowering Japanese.
I think that makes sense, and I remember for me it was a big shock because I had my own business in London before I moved to Tokyo. It was a recruitment business also, and it's really interesting because actually even then, it's quite a long time ago, you weren't allowed to set an age limit on applications, and you weren't really allowed to ask a candidate's age, and I remember my first week in Japan, it was really surprised, and clients would say to me really clearly, we want somebody under 35 and I want a man. And it was, wow, how can you even say that? So I think it's getting a bit better actually now, but that was So what are you guys both live and work overseas, which is awesome. Two very different countries in Switzerland and the US. So how about from each of your perspectives, what do you think are some of the benefits and maybe some of the negatives of being a Japanese woman working overseas?
I think positive is many opportunity to grow. As you say, that before I moved to New York, I have never imagined that there's so many opportunity, and also people are. I feel the employer also trust you more than a Japanese employer. like a Japanese employer, like, oh, you're at that position, you can only do that job, you know. So like after you got work like 3 years, and then you finally do this job, kind of. But my only probably it's because only New York City, or I don't know, American company, but they are more like, oh, of course, like let's do it, even though like you don't have the confidence 100%, it's fine, just do it. Atmosphere is completely different, and I was always like, in the beginning I was super shocked. And yeah, that's also in a good way. Yes, there is so many opportunities to grow. And then also I think Switzerland and New York City is same thing, is people has so much like different backgrounds. They're a very international city and country itself.
It's pretty nice both there. You can better skiing in Switzerland.
I'm trying to.
Well, that's good.
Negative is, what do you think?
Negative is one thing that come to mind. And in that Japanese, we do not speak our mind of work, and it's sometimes a necessary thing to do in the West.
I think so.
It can be good and bad. That can be good and bad there, right? Because I think,
yes.
You know, in my previous job, I worked for Recruit Holdings, which is one of the biggest Japanese companies. So, and I was managing about 250 people, most of them Japanese.
Wow.
That was difficult though, because nobody, especially at first, nobody ever told me what they were really thinking. And it takes a long time to get to the real truth about what.
I think you have to get other like a skill to like reading other people's mind.
It's true. I think it's like a superpower. You know, Japan is still, it's still really male-dominated society. We see it in every, not just in the work environment, but in everyday life as well. You know, what did you have any kind of personal experience of that when you were living in Japan?
Actually, I was so surprised what Ayana experienced at the old company. We don't say the company's name.
I had like experience that when my coworker told me aim to get this position, like and because you have the secret relationship with your boss, like asking what.
Really?
Her coworker, who's like he's male, asking Ayana, how did you get this position?
Basically
didn't you have like weird relationship with your boss or something like that? And then, what?
Oh, you are very platform, that's why you are in this position like that. What?
And then CEO is male, so and then how could you ask that? It wasn't according to Ayana, it wasn't like a huge corporation, but it was pretty well-known company already. So I was so surprised that it still happened in that company.
and I think it's important to say, like a lot of companies overseas are also not perfect, right? There's not, it's not like this is not an issue in other countries, but I think Japan is it's really weird for me because I really loved living in Japan, and in some ways Japan is really far ahead, right, in some areas, but in some areas it's quite far behind, and I think that is one area that it's a little bit far behind. So what about you guys? What do you miss most about living in Japan? That you must miss something.
First thing comes up in my mind is food.
Yes, food and
family.
Food first, then family.
For me, sushi.
I think good.
Because Switzerland, nothing like sea and nothing ocean. That's a really like rare seafood. And
only salmon though.
Only salmon and frozen seafood.
It's not fresh, right?
Not fresh.
All right, so let's talk a bit about Nadeshiko, right? Because on your website you've got a list of kind of really impressive instructors, so people who are kind of experts in lots of different areas, and I think that's what people watching this YouTube channel, they're going to be interested in that because they could get some value out of these people. So how did you make these connections? Is there anybody you want to kind of highlight as being particularly interesting? Can you tell us a bit more about these people?
So she's been interviewed like more than 300 people within a year and a half. So that because of that, obviously we made a connection with each individual, and then with that group of people we were discussing like how maybe we could do something like interesting thing to empower by using Ayana's account, because she has already, the reason why she made that so much like a follower is because she's also a marketer.
Yes.
Great marketing.
Yep.
Especially specializing in digital marketing. So, and she knows what to do to make the account, the followers stuff. So we could use and then monetize, and then we could use the profit for I think gifted to whatever the organization that actually supports women's rights. And from these ideas we made this Nadeshiko Global School. Yes,
it's very cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys kind of grow in the coming years. I think it's a fantastic idea, right? And you two have got a lot of passion for it, obviously, so it's exciting. What do you think is kind of the biggest obstacle or the biggest reason why not that many actually Japanese women do pursue a career overseas? What do you think that is?
I think lack of information, 100%. We didn't know, but we by making the Nadeshiko Global School recently, we discovered we did a lot of research about it, and we discovered that in this world, the 60% information is written in English, and then while 2% is Japanese. So which means before we moved to Switzerland or New York, we only searching the information within the 2% of the Japanese information.
Yeah.
So it's really I would say really hard to get the information.
I think also just traditionally the people who traditionally have worked overseas have been mainly Japanese men who almost are like an expat and have been sent overseas with their company, right? But actually, if you do speak English and if you have some skills, then actually there's a big opportunity for Japanese.
Yes.
So which people do you respect, or who are your personal idols? Who do you want to be like?
I think you 100% know the Canva CEO. She's Melanie Perkins.
Yep.
Yes, she is. Because why we respect her, because she's a brave and then smart woman, and also who inspired the world. Like try to share good thing. Try to share her even a benefit or income as well. That's really inspiring.
I think that's a really good point. And what we found is that the younger people that we hire a lot of young people in our business. I think the average age is probably 25, 26 years old, the people who work for Cornerstone. And I think what we've found is that actually that kind of thing, so giving back to society, having a more caring attitude, is actually really high on their list of things which they look for in a company. So I think that's very interesting. It's really just in the office now. I was trying to count how many nationalities we have in our office. I think we've got 17 or 18 different nationalities. In our company, which is really cool. And I was thinking about this, this meeting with you guys today. And I was like, yeah, it is. You do learn a lot. You forget about that. Then you do learn a lot from working in a really multicultural.
Without even thinking, I think.
So it's so true.
Yeah. A lot. I can't even count. Like I think New York is really diverse, and so I have a Indian coworker. Had an Indian coworker, and then I thought like it was good way to say like, oh, you have like such a like small face, and then like you have such a nice style, and then for her. In the Indian culture, so you small face, which means like you're kind of like brainless or something, which means that you're kind of stupid. It's not gonna be like great, like great compliment, great thing to say. But I realized that like it's really common like in Japanese. Yeah, especially I think girls always like, oh my god, that celebrity is such a nice style, and then her face is such like a tiny like apple size.
But for her, not a good thing to say, right? That's I think that's really interesting. You learn a lot, and and you have a bit of fun as well. So that's good. How do you think? How are Japanese people perceived overseas? So what do people in other countries actually really think about Japanese people? Are there any kind of stereotypes you have to overcome, or what do they think?
Yeah, like positive is I think polite and subjective and quiet. Yeah, but negative also had negative point.
Negative point, I think stereotype is like, oh, they're not gonna say no. Like Japanese not gonna say no, and Japanese, it's also it's like a polite is really good for good things, but I have to be polite all the time. Having so much pressure, like living in a different country. From different country, sometimes I feel like you are wearing your national flag on your back.
Yeah, it's true.
Before people judge you personally, what you are, they judge me as an Asian, they judge me as a Japanese, and then finally you.
Yeah, it's true.
This month, actually, 12th of February, we did the pre-launch, and then we're gonna do our event, like a talk show event.
Wow.
And then thank you so much everyone, but it's like a completely full book.
Yes, maybe 200 people coming.
Yeah, over 200 people participating in our talk show event, and then we're gonna talk about what our school is gonna be. The school actually starting 1st of April.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, that's that event sounds fantastic with 200 people. That sounds really good, right? That's super exciting. We're seeing a little bit of a change in the Japanese job market. So most companies, you still obviously need native Japanese, but actually in the IT sector in particular, we're placing a lot of candidates from overseas.
Really?
Yeah, and now kind of IT technical skills are becoming more important than Japanese native language ability. So that's the one area where we kind of see the shift, which is kind of nice because it's helps Japan globalize a little bit, and it's good for us too. So.
Yeah, we hope it makes Japan more globally.
Yeah.
It was really fun to meet you guys. I was excited about it today, and
we would love to meet you if we were both in Japan at the same time.
Yes,
100%. Yeah, 100%. If you're in Japan, let's meet up. And I just wanted to say to you, I hope Nadeshiko is a massive success. I think it's a great idea. Right.
We just like on the stage and then like a started like fighting.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, we were there 4 years ago when we started Cornerstone. It was just 4 people, and it's always a grind, and you've got to fight and work hard when you want to start something. But I'm sure you guys are going to kill it. Looking forward to seeing how well you do.
Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.